We can carry on now. What we want to start looking for now is more variations within the darks. And we're also going to start blocking in or sort of get an idea for the lightest portions, where the lightest portions of the drawing are going to go, because we need to start to figure out a relationship between the darkest tones, the darkest shadows, and the lightest portions of the drawing. One thing I'm just going to quickly have a look at before I do that is I just want to lift the hair slightly. I feel there's not quite enough room. Actually, I'll zoom out a bit for this in the next section so you can see both the drawing and the reference in case I'm kind of go back and forth between some bits. So yeah, I just feel like there needs to be a little bit more bulk, this sort of space. Now that, say I get this bit in here, just lift the top of the hair there a bit. Yes, that's a little bit better, I think. So we're going to start by putting in our darkest tones. So there are certain places that go really dark in this drawing. Definitely the hair, so pretty much all of this portion of the hair. So at this stage we're starting to divide up our shadows a bit. We've got lighter shadows and dark shadows, and definitely this is black hair in shadow pretty much. Even the dark hair in light is quite dark, so this is going to be one of the darkest portions of the drawing here. And you can start to, as you're sketching in, try to sort of capture the direction of the hair. So the hair at this point is sort of barreling up a bit. If you're wondering sort of how to use the charcoal, it's always good to try to kind of follow the form with the charcoal, or kind of capture the form as effectively as possible. Below that, the forehead is not as dark, but it's moderately dark. So that goes reasonably dark there. Down around the brow, again, it goes very dark. The eyebrow is black as well. And then we've also got pretty dark shadow in the sort of hollow of the eye. I mean, at this stage we can be fairly sort of general with our shadows. So same as always, we sort of start from general and we move more specific. We do have some little sort of reflected lights below the eyebrows. The eyebrows dark. But then this some of these shadows in here, they go a little bit lighter, then darker again in that crease below. So we've also got very dark shadow in this nostril as well. So we can plot that in as nice and dark too. And then the moustache also goes dark. Generally the tones are fairly dark actually around the mouth, but certainly darker where the moustache sits. And also dark over this top lip. So we're just sort of working our way down, trying to find these variations in the darks. So where things go lighter, they have a bit more sort of a sense of reflected light back up into them. So you want to still think about the shapes within the shadows. So some of the shapes don't feel necessarily quite right with mine. Which has meant the likeness has gone slightly, but we can retrieve that as we work, so we've got quite a while left to carry on with this. But you're always kind of going back to your touchstone of how the shapes look as you're working. And that's always going to help you kind of work through any issues that you might face. And if if you do go too dark anywhere, so I think I've maybe gone slightly too dark through this section here, you can just use your kneadable eraser, just sort of rolled into a point. You can remove tone that way, lighten things off. So we'll be doing quite a lot more of that as the drawing progresses. So quite soon we're going to also block in some of the lighter tones, as I say. You want to get them in moderately early. I'm just going to sharpen my charcoal again.